Hey there, everybody. My name is Michael Sherlock, and no, you don't have to adjust your phone or your computer. I do have blue hair. Some days it's little, oh, I got a little purple in there too. So, welcome to the What Now movement. This is my first live broadcast just in the Facebook page, so this is very exciting, especially since apparently nobody is going to give me, like an intro. I have to, entertain you all myself. So we'll see what I can do. Fair warning, I am also wearing slippers. So, you can tell that I'm really comfortable. I'm ready to do all this. So who am I? Why am I here? Well, first, let me tell you, welcome to the What Now movement, which I like to say, what now? Because we all know what now is something that we've all been asking for a while. I love this concept of what now, and especially the idea of breaking down, different focuses. So, the Tech Tuesday, which is where I am today, and don't think that I know a lot about tech, but I'm going to talk to you about how I used tech in my what now and, what it's doing for my business. So my name is Michael Sherlock. So besides having colorful hair, I also have a boy's name and I wear slippers during the day. Usually I wear fabulous shoes, but not now because what now? Why now? Yeah, so I actually am the CEO of two companies now, so I'll talk a little bit about each one. So Shock Your Potential is a global leadership and sales training organization. So prior to COVID, as we all know, my company looked very different. 95% of my company income came from me getting on an airplane, oops, sorry about that, and traveling around the world to go train, especially sales leaders. That was my real niche, and it still is, but I'm going to talk about why it's a little different now. So obviously, all of a sudden there is no, there's no getting on airplanes, there's no speaking at conferences. So my entire, like many of you, calendar wiped out completely for the next 2 years. The next thing I have on the books is hopefully September of 2021 in Australia. And, we're going to make it happen one way or the other. So then in that question of what now, I had to say, okay, well, what now? What am I going to do if I can't get on an airplane and go speak? How am I going to keep this business going? What does it mean? I've written a couple books, but, that's not going to be your bread and butter. And I said, okay, really, what's now? What now? What's now and what's up? So this is what I did. For a long time, I had wanted to create an app. And the reason I wanted to create an app was to have a way to stay in touch with the people that I trained, have them stay involved. I didn't want to do the traditional e-newsletter. I didn't want to have just a mailing list with email blasts going out. I wanted people to stay really actively engaged. And I hadn't really done a lot on my Facebook page or my YouTube channel and building those things right now. But I knew that the app was the opportunity for me to really keep connected in a totally different way. And oh yes, hashtag Technology Tuesday. Thank you, Mr. Twiggs. I said Tech Tuesday. I was getting a little short. But when I said, okay, I can't get on an airplane, so I'm going to do something about this app that I've always wanted to do something with, I started making it happen. So I got my team involved. We started to brainstorm how to put this app together. So if you look up Shock Your Potential in your app store, you will find my beautiful little app somewhere. And what we have done here is we've created it as a one place, one-stop shopping for on-demand professional development training. So that was one of my first pivots, was saying, okay, maybe it's not just about leadership and sales. Maybe it's about, how do I get a job? How do I change careers? What if my job's not available? How do I become an entrepreneur? So we started diving into a lot of different elements. So right now we have things like Monday Motivation, and we have a Potential Lab, which all kinds of video lessons that are mostly leadership based, but they're also about, how do you get to the next level of your professional career? So we have some other things. We have the meditation room to talk about how meditation and mindfulness can really help you exceed and excel as a professional. And that's been really, really well taken. We also have something called the Side Hustle Room. And in the Side Hustle Room, I interview entrepreneurs about, what made you go into an entrepreneurial journey and what do you gain from that? So those are some fun things. Now, we have some very exciting things coming out in September and beyond, including a bookstore, an author's book, a book of the month club. We also have a 10-week challenge for your professional goals, your mind, and your body. So I'm bringing together a fitness trainer and a mindfulness expert, and we're going to have 10 weeks of motivation to try and clear out the garbage that 2020 has created for us and be on the right path for 2021. So the way that I'm using this app is to keep people engaged at a much higher level. The app itself, if anybody's interested, all they have to do is email me at michael@shockyourpotential.com and I'll give you some details. So the app is, the background of it is from a company that actually already has the build out, and we just put our own things in there and we've created our own format for it. So I love it. So the way that we're using tech now is really about getting people where they are, engaging them one-on-one. So I took my entire company, and when we said, what now? We said, well, today, pre-COVID, we are a global leadership and training development company that's based on Michael and other staff members going out to go train people. So B2B. In this new world, the what now is we're going to people directly where they are. So we have a B2B and a B2C model. So now we're moving on a couple different fronts. So just to make things even more exciting, because why not have a little more fun when we've got things going on, we actually started a second company. So, why not? If you've got one company that's, had to completely change, why not add a second company? But this is where tech is going to come involved in a whole new level too, although it's not a tech company either. I have currently 5 members of my team that are remote workers in Kenya. And there's an amazing talent pool there of really highly talented professionals that are experiencing significant unemployment. No, we are here in the US as well. They were already massively hit by unemployment numbers. And I found this wealth of great talent that I can add to my team at exceptionally affordable prices. So what do? We started a new company, and beginning this week, we're going to actually make our first 2, possibly 3 matches with organizations. So we're matching small businesses in the US with talent out of Kenya and helping businesses to scale. So what does this have to do with tech? Well, it's actually got a lot to do with tech. So what we're doing is with all the talent that's coming out of Kenya, we are engaging them in additional training that will all be through the app. And we're trying to not only help train them to better work and understand how to match and be matched with great US clients, but we want to advance their skill set as well. So by pulling them in through the app, we are getting them to the point where they can ask questions. They can say, here's my challenge. They can say, hey, I really want to know how to not just be a remote employee for a US business, but I want to know how to become the best person on their team. How can I make them see me as the most invaluable member of their team? So as we're using tech now, we're realizing that, I'm a firm believer that we will not only have a vaccine that will be helpful, that we will get some things in life back to normal, quote unquote normal. But I really believe that the opportunity for us now is to look at our businesses, everything we do, and say, what then? Not just what now, but what then? What's the next thing that we can anticipate? So if there's another pandemic, if we know that people don't have large group meetings still for a while, perhaps, or maybe companies adapt in their training. In my company, I want to not ever be to the point where I say, what now? I want to say, what then? And how do we use, especially tech now, to make us a little bit more buffered? How do I help us keep from having this point where an entire calendar is wiped out? How do I get some of my top clients, I won't say the name yet, I can't say the name, but I was in the last stage deals with a major global company to train their IT leaders in their 5 global spots all over the world. And when we were first negotiating this starting last November and we were beginning the stages of the dialogue, I said, there's a lot of this we can do virtual. And they said, no, we want it all in person. So I had booked out an amazing and massive, complicated project to work with 180 leaders all over the globe, which required me to be there. Obviously, that went down the drain. Now we are beginning negotiations again to say, how do we feel comfortable and confident that for any reason, if we can't be there live, that you are just as comfortable and confident with the training that we deliver. But we're not just talking about doing it as webinars or Zoom meetings that people are exhausted from. We're talking about ways that your people will engage with us. So we will be taking a next step with the app to have one-on-one coaching through the app. And it's a little bit longer process till we get there. But all these things I like to say are part of my not what's next, but what's even after that. So what now is where we've been. What's next is where we are right now. What's after that is the way I want to look at the future. So it was, thank you. Now I'm reading some of the notes. So I love it. I'm glad you guys like that. I just came up with that. It was brilliant. I know. I haven't had my lunch yet, so I'm very excited to go eat a BLT in just a moment. But I'm so glad you guys have let me be a part of this today. And if you want to reach me, you can find me at shockyourpotential.com. You can email me at michael@shockyourpotential.com, and that is Michael just like a man's name, Michael. And we will have the staffing company business website up, but not until probably about 3 more weeks. But that business is called Kukwa Biz, and that is a Swahili word that means growth. So we are looking for growth in that organization. And, by the way, as we have pursued this little venture working with all this talent in Kenya, it dawned on me that so many things that I never really thought of, because before COVID, before we said what now, and before we started thinking what next, I was sometimes only thinking what here in this world. So even though I trained and traveled globally, I always thought about how I was building my business in the US. But here is the greatest opportunity that we have, especially when we involve tech in what we do. And that is to see that there's truly a global opportunity for every single one of us. How we break down those barriers comes from how we open up our mind to it. So yes, I don't have my glasses on. You said, is it shockyourpotential.com? That is absolutely it. I had to put on my granny glasses just to make sure. But now I look very smart, so I think I'll end it on this note, looking very intelligent. It's been a pleasure to be with you guys today. I love popping in whenever I get a chance and I see somebody going live. And hope to hear from all of you. Have a fantastic day. And remember, what now? Here's where you need to be connected with everybody who's saying, what now? But then we start to say, what's next? Bye, everybody. Have a great day.